wrong. Anna, do you think that we did anything wrong by
No, and I don't know why he left. What is everybody hiding that they don't want to be filmed of what they're doing?
Yeah.
What is he hiding? What is everybody hiding? I don't understand.
I don't know.
If you're not doing anything wrong, then you don't mind being taped. We just want to make sure that you're checking everything out and we have proof. And now you want to leave because what are you hiding? What is everybody hiding? Not only him, everybody. What the hell are they afraid of? What are they doing that they don't want us to see or tape? I mean, really, what was wrong with that? There was nothing wrong with that.
Frank's not answering them.
Frank's not answering. Okay, here we go. They're all in cahoots. Get it.
And who is it? He's sent by the court?
Yeah.
By the courts?
Yeah, that's Mr. Gross. And according to Pauline's husband, because I talked to him about this, Mr. Gross was here in April.
And he just said it on camera, right?
He was here in April and he was here in January and he's here again.
This is Pauline's house.
So now, why can't we tape what he's doing, what he's saying, what he's seeing? So we have every proof of what he's doing.
Give me a call back. I guess you can call him.
It's Pauline's apartment. Pauline, you're allowed to have a record for yourself.
Of course.
It's your apartment. So, you know.
I mean, this is more proof than our word against his word. This is
Why
proof.
doesn't he want it? Because he wrote it up, and then the second time when he came, he said it was fixed, and when it went to court...
Hold it. I have an answer for you here. You have code violations here, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, there's a. I want you to. Tell the people we have. Make an appointment with the city.
This is the city. This is the
Yes,
court
this
order.
is the city.
That's a court order.
Yeah. So this is your home, and you're asking for, and you've had inspectors before, and now you've got witnesses and a videotape, because witnesses can be discredited.
Of course.
You know, I'm the crazy lady. Bill's old. You're the crazy lady. She's old.
I've been here before when they were here. I was here one other time when he was here.
Right. So they'll discredit witnesses, but it's harder to discredit.
Hold it. Make an appointment.
With housing code enforcement. No, you don't understand. The judge, Judge Rogers, ordered the inspection.
Yes.
But is this against the law? Is this illegal?
What's illegal?
It's not illegal.
Well, then why didn't he stay?
What's even?
Because he's getting caught on his lies. That's why.
Why
because
did he stay?
that ceiling should not have fell because he wrote it up that it was fixed.
Right. And how did you know that he
fell.
was really fixed? He wasn't here to watch them fix it. I was, and all they did was put a plywood up there.
And he came back after they did that, and it was still leaking, and I showed him it was leaking, but he wrote it that it wasn't leaking.
Yeah.
And now
It wasn't
this is
leaking.
the
What's
result
that about?
of it.
Wait. So what you're saying is the last time you were here with Mr. Gross without witnesses and without a video camera, you said my bathroom ceiling is leaking. And he wrote a report that said it was not leaking.
Yes.
So of course Mr. Gross doesn't want a video camera and witnesses.
Yes.
But Pauline, this is your home.
Yes.
You invited us in. Is that correct?
Yes.
And since you've had an experience with Mr. Gross providing inaccurate, incomplete information to the court before, it's perfectly reasonable and prudent, in fact, that you would have witnesses and a video camera to say, pardon me, sir, the last time you were here, I pointed out the leak, I asked you to report it, and you wrote it down that there was no leak. So this is prudent for me to do this. Yes. And so, of course, Mr. Gross doesn't want to, I have a conversation.
He doesn't want to cooperate.
No, it's not that he doesn't want to cooperate. He is cooperating. He's cooperating with.
It was all right, and it's not all right.
Yeah, he's cooperating with.
That's why I was telling you about the judge. She said, "Oh, you didn't fix it. I see that it wasn't fixed." And in front of her, it was written that he wrote that it was fixed, and it wasn't fixed.
All right. So just to be clear, then, Mr. Gross has been here twice in
Once in
last time in
January
April.
and once in April.
Well, I want to get the dates correctly. Once in January of 2012.
Yes.
Once in April of 2012, and your ceiling fell on your husband's head in September of 2012.
Yes.
So in April of 2012, was that when you showed?
There was still a leak because the leak was not fixed.
So apparently Mr. Gross has self-interest, and what he's trying to do is, and I'm going to speak freely, cover up for the fact that had he reported the leak and it had been fixed, the question is maybe your ceiling would not have fallen on your husband's head and given him a mild concussion. So Mr. Gross, as the city inspector, doesn't want to be caught reporting false, incomplete, inaccurate information. And certainly since you had this experience last time, you were well within your rights, and certainly it was prudent for you to ask that you have
witnesses.
And because you know your witnesses are going to be attacked, to have a video camera so that you can say, well, these are the witnesses, this is what we have, this is what's been going on. And clearly they don't want that, because then you would catch the city court-ordered inspector. You would go back to Judge Rogers and you'd say, your inspector is doing what for me? Nothing. You're covering up for the landlord.
Yes.
I mean, if you're an inspector and all you're going to do is inspect, what, you know.
What do you inspected? Come on. It happened already 3 times. So what did you really inspect?
Well, let's get this clear. How many times has your bathroom ceiling fallen down?
4 times.
Okay, 4 times. And
On the 4th time it fell on my husband's head.
And that was September 2012.
Yes.
Early September 2012. Now we're in late November 2012, so we're going on to September, October, November, 3 months. Last time we were in
So if it was fixed, it wouldn't keep falling.
And keep leaking.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're just covering it up with plywood, but they're not going inside to fix the pipe or whatever needs to be fixed.
And last time we were in court, which was in front of Judge Mary Beth Rogers, I believe, landlord-tenant court at 595 Newark Avenue, the landlord asked to have the money that you were paying released. The Judge Rogers released about $2,000, and it's been about a month, or a little over a month, and it appears that none of that $2,000 was used to fix the conditions in your apartment.
Yes.
So now we have Mr. Gross coming down again to do what? I spoke with your husband, and you know, we'll get him on videotape too, and we'll have him call into the show. In April, your husband told me, and I have audio tapes of this, that Mr. Gross was in the basement with him and smelled the feces. So if you were in court in September, how come Frank Babcock isn't putting your husband up on the witness stand to testify that in April...
Or filing charges for these criminal acts that are being done.
Yeah. But...
This is criminal now. The inspector's lying. And it resulted in Morris getting hurt. So, why isn't Frank going filing charges on that?
That's a good question. And that's a very good question. Your family's health and safety is at risk.
Yes.
And it's not even a theoretical, because it happened. And the inspector who's responsible, of course, doesn't want videotape evidence because he wants to get away with his crime.
Yes.
And that's what we live with in Hudson County. So, do you have your permission to give this to the... I'm going to put this up on the internet. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Do you mind being put up on the internet?
Go right ahead.
And I'm going to make sure this gets to the State Attorney General. And if our government doesn't protect us...
And whoever else that can help me in this situation. Because I keep going through it over and over and over.
Yeah.
And my children are getting sick from this. And all sorts of things are going on that they need to see. What's happening here? We shouldn't go through this. It's not even only the children. It's me and my husband, too.
And
like, how can a person function when they have this smell like this in the house?
It's much
the mold that's growing.
It's much
like,
worse.
Come on.
It's much worse than that. It's a public.
I like one of these people to live here and experience this.
It's a public health
everything.
issue.
The coldness in the winter, how we freeze, everything, just everything. You know.
Yeah, and you're paying rent for what?
Right.
Did you want to say something?
Yeah. It appears we have structural problems with this building, and this is certainly not being addressed. I feel this should be brought to the attention of the court.
Let me ask you something really quick. Brian Stack has proposed a new law that says that if a tenant wins against their landlord, they can recover their attorney's fees. And Frank Babcock is complaining that he's representing you for free. Don't you think Frank Babcock should be endorsing Brian Stack's new law?
Yes.
Because that way, not only he could get paid, but you could actually present your case, because clearly it's meritorious, to a good attorney like Vince Ansetti, and you wouldn't have to go begging,
And what tricks and things are they going to pull up their sleeve now? Now that the inspector doesn't want to be recorded. What tricks? Or what are they going to be up to now? They're going to tell me I can't have supporters? No way. I'm not going to lose my supporters or lose my witnesses.
So do you feel that Frank Babcock, your attorney, is trying to isolate you?
Yes.
And instead of welcoming your advocates?
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to ask the question why Frank Babcock wasn't here. This was the agenda, and he wasn't here. Can anybody address that?
Oh, yes, I had to give him a call to tell him the inspector.
Well, he was supposed to
be.
be. Yeah, he was supposed to be here. And by the way, we're not doing anything wrong, but apparently when you take steps to protect yourself,
Yes.
I can just see the attacks that are going to be leveled on me. But apparently when you take steps to protect yourself, and they're effective steps, then people like Mr. Gross don't like it. That's just tough.
Yes.
That's just tough. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
No.
Well, you were willing to not do the
just
video,
shocked.
but just be here as a witness. So, he shouldn't have walked out the door. He should have did his job.
No,
Yeah.
you have every right to make a video, and here's why.
Yeah.
Your witnesses will be discredited. They're gonna level attacks at me. They're gonna level attacks at your aunt and at Bill. You have every right to have your videotape. In fact, the inspector should come with his own camera and videotape this so he can see, because
They do
it's
that a lot.
yeah, because he's going to put. You had every right to say, look, last time the guy was here, Mr. Gross was here. He filled out a report that said you're talking to him about the bathroom leaking. He filled out a report that said it wasn't leaking. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that he's covering up for the landlord. You have every right to say and do everything you have to say and do to protect your health and safety from a corrupt system, which you're demonstrating is corrupt.
By him leaving shows there's something wrong. He's hiding something.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to be taped and talked, and he doesn't want to be caught of doing something.
I was personally shocked that this man, Mr. Gross, would leave the minute he saw the... I never expected that, and I am personally shocked on this.
Yeah, me too. To leave right away. Oh, no, I'm out of here. Why?
Well, yeah. Why? We're not
Why?
doing anything wrong. And we should tell him to his face. Last time you filled out a report that wasn't accurate. You know,
2 times that he filled out a report.
right. So
I mean, come on,
he should be expressing outrage at what's going on, not trying to.
So what is he protecting my landlord now?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. It would not surprise me at all. So
Again, Frank Babcock was supposed to be here, and he pulled a no-show. What's with that?
Well, he did. To be fair to Frank, he did call and said the inspector would be here at 11.
So I was gonna give him a call.
Yeah.
But
And-
then he decided, oh no, I'm out of here.
Yes.
No, you're not doing anything wrong. This is your house. You have a right to videotape what goes on in your house. And you would be foolish not to. You would be an incredible fool to play along with a system that hurts you. You're not going to go like
I
sheep to
think
the slaughter.
everybody should have a video camera when any inspector, anybody comes, because they lie, they this and that, and they make you look like the liar. So we need this. Why can't we have this to prove what they're doing and what they're not doing?
This is proof.
This is
and
definitely
evidence.
proof. Because they're not going to believe my word if I say, well, he was here, and he's going to say, well, everything was okay. No, everything isn't okay, but it's my word against his. This is proof.
There you go.
Yes.
And it's your house.
Yes.
That's right.
It's your house. You know, I love this. When we go to our government, we went to, just as an example, we went to Adult Protective Services with Mrs. Povinetti, and they're like, oh no, we don't want recording devices. Yeah, because when you lie, you don't want to get caught in your lies.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
So, there we go. Do you guys have anything else you want to?
No, that's pretty much it. I think we can move along. We're waiting for Frank Babcock now, I understand.
Yes.
And so the court-ordered inspector got in a huff. But you know something? You asked your doctor, Dr. Catalano. Well, this might be Frank. Let's see what Frank has to say.
I want to see when we go back to court what the judge is going to say.
You want to answer Anna? And see?
Fine. Hey, Joe, you'll answer. Yeah.
Hello? Yes, Frank, the inspector came. Yes, he came in, but he left because he doesn't want to be recorded. And he said he's not doing an inspection, and he left. I have a recorder here to record everything that's going on.
Everything that he says and does. That's it.
Well, he came in. I was getting ready to call you, and he didn't like that he was being recorded. So, why not? I have a right to record him. I know he works for the court.
See, they were hiding something.
Well, he came in. Well, he was here, and he didn't like the idea of being recorded, and he left. Well, maybe you can give him a call and see what's going on.
Does Frank know that the last time he was here, he said you tried to point out a leak, and he said there was no leak? Just tell Frank about that. Make sure Frank knows about that.
What do you mean? Well, the last time he was here, he said the leak was fixed, and look what happened. No, we're not going to sugarcoat this. My husband got hurt because of that. Okay.
What happened?
He said we shouldn't do that.
Why?
We shouldn't do this.
Why?
He goes, well, you know, we're trying to get these guys on our side.
They're not on your side.
Hey, what
They're
guys
on
are on
landlord's
our
side.
The courts
They're
on our side. So I shouldn't have done this.
Shouldn't
I
done.
said I have every right to do
Of
it.
course.
And he said, well, he also told me he was coming 11 o'clock. How does he show up before 11 o'clock? I don't
Well,
get
no,
this.
ask him.
But that's
what I
but
said.
that's
I said,
not the
well, why
issue.
don't you give him a call?
The issue is,
And he said, who's recording him?
but use my name. I'm not afraid. What are they going to do? Try killing me
No.
again?
I said, I have a recorder. Because it's, you know,
But-
I need
We
it.
need a recorder. We need a recorder because nobody has done nothing in what? How many years?
Yeah.
And
no,
here,
this is proof.
Yes.
and here's the thing.
Because
You're,
the lies need to stop, and
That's
people
right.
need to not get hurt anymore.
That's right.
And that's what I told them. I need this because we're not going to go through my husband getting hurt or anybody else like my husband did. When he came in the last time he was here, he said there was no leak, and look at what happened. So what do you mean?
well, let's be clear. Let's be clear for the audience. The last time Mr. Gross, the court-appointed inspector, was here was
On April 28th of 2012.
And subsequently, after that, in September of and what you tried to do was say, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you tried to say, look, there's a leak here in the bathroom ceiling.
Because there was a stain on the ceiling, and it would leak. And
And-
I tried to point this out to him.
And he claimed.
And he still wrote it up. He didn't
he wrote it up.
say anything.
Wait, he wrote it. He wrote it up that there was no leak.
Yes,
Okay.
there was no leak.
Okay, so he lied.
Yes.
And as a result of his lie, a few months later, the ceiling fell on your husband's head.
Yes.
Now, and I want to, yeah, that's great. So of course he doesn't, so you would be incredibly foolish. In fact, you'd be stupid
If
you
I didn't record them.
yeah, if you let it happen again.
Yes.
I was here that time when he was here. And he wouldn't say nothing. He would just write things
Yes.
down.
Yes.
We would ask him a question and he would just
Yeah.
say, it's all written down. He didn't speak to us.
Yes.
He just looked this and that and
Yes,
wrote
and
everything
just
down.
wrote. Yep.
Yeah, but writing everything down does not mean he was accurately reporting
Yeah.
it.
So
And
that, right.
so what the issue
Just
here
like he said, there was no mold growing back on my walls in my living room,
No,
and
but,
there is.
but let's stick with this issue because this is really clear cut. You know, it's April of 2012, and you're asking him to report to the judge in landlord tenant court that there is. This could be
here you
Frank
go
again. Go ahead.
Hello? Why? But this is my home, Frank. I can have whoever I want. My aunt's here. Okay. No, I'm sorry, no. Okay, alright. He said he doesn't want no one here but Frank, me, and my husband.
Yeah, because that way it's easy to lie.
Who, the guy, the inspector?
I said, Frank, you know my aunt's here and she's always here. And he goes, I know that, but he said no.
Oh.
No, he's
No.
trying to cover up
Because you know what,
something.
Pauline? If you and Morris that you were husband and wife, so they won't believe you're
Yes.
just sticking up for each other.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
I
no.
want to be here.
And I told him, this
And
is
if I
my
can't be
house,
here,
and I will
then he's
have
not allowed in
witness.
here.
And I will
That's
have
it.
witness.
That's
You
right.
know what's great? You can get a ruling from the judge on this. Did you know that? In the court. Not, I mean, since nobody's going to do jack, the court itself can rule.
I have no confidence in the court.
Well, we'll see.
Well,
I have no confidence.
You know what?
I have no
They
confidence.
better not play any dirty tricks of saying no one can be here. The inspector told Frank he only wants the tenants that live here.
No.
Of course.
My point was.
And guess what? Well, who's my landlord
But
then?
don't you
We gotta
see?
get clarified
Right,
with that.
right. On that one point, that one issue, you can get a ruling from the judge. I'm sure the judge will rule in your favor. That you're allowed to have
Excuse
people
me,
here.
Bill.
Yeah.
I don't need a ruling. Well, with great respect, sir, I don't need a ruling from a court to tell me it's my house. I pay rent here. I have rights here, and I'm gonna. And after an inspector wrote up a report that led to my husband getting hurt,
Right.
doesn't mean I'm going to have, I'll invite the whole goddamn neighborhood here. I'll troop every witness through here. You should have your church through here, your civic leaders through here. You should have a parade of witnesses here. Why? Because that's what protects you. That's garbage. Of course, if I was a corrupt inspector, I would want to discredit you. Because you know what they're saying, Pauline? You're the crazy lady. You should
Yes.
believe you. Of course, you want a husband and wife here.
You want to cover everything up and throw it under the rug
Right,
and
and
out the door.
right, and they did the same thing to me. You don't need a ruling from a court. That's basic common sense. Oh, here we go. Let's hear this stupidity.
I'm going to be here.
You want to talk to him and tell him it?
No, no,
No, let her talk to him. Tell Frank you want to be here. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no.
Hello?
If he wants to...
Yes. Well, why is he doing this? Like, what is he trying to cover up? I mean, like... Yes, but it's my rights. No, we're not going to cover this up no more. He's wrong. He wrote up the second time that that ceiling was fixed. It was still leaking when he came out in April, and then it resulted to an injury. now you should come here, Frank, and smell it in my house. Well, I'm not gonna agree with what he wants to do.
You have every right to protect yourself. Tell Frank you have the right to protect yourself.
And tell Frank I said I want to be here.
Well, my aunt just said that she has every right and she's gonna be here. Okay, I have rights though too, to protect myself. And Morris isn't here, so you know. Well, he should come out. It's his job. He made this date, you know, like he needs to come back out and do this inspection and get it over with. Well, you should try to call him back again and tell him to get out here and do it, because this isn't right. So how long am I going to go on with the ceiling like this? And the basement? And the heat? Yes, my aunt was here the last time he was here, so I don't get it. We'll just try to call him back again and get him back out here. Well, if he was honest, he would have nothing to hide and he would come back out here and do the inspection. We'll call him back and tell him that. Say if you're really honest and you're truthful to your word of what you're going to write on the inspection, come back out and just do the inspection and call it a day. Well, I have the right to have... Because we're not going to sugarcoat this no more. This is it. I'm done. I had it. I'm tired of what's going on. And it's going to be resolved. Well, just try, I guess. I said just try again and call him again and see. Okay. Oh. Okay, thank you. He said it ain't gonna happen.
All right, so that.
No, why?
He said it ain't gonna happen
Why?
because the inspector doesn't want no one here. No one.
Why?
Well, my witnesses are gonna be in court, so what makes a difference whether he comes back and does it or not? He said he doesn't want no one here.
You know what? When he
said
walked into that
He only
bathroom.
wants the tenants and Frank here. That's it.
No, wait,
Yeah,
listen.
really? Since when does he dictate terms? Go
When
ahead.
he walked in that bathroom and probably seen that ceiling the way it was, he probably shit in his pants.
Yes.
And he,
And said,
because
whoa,
he
you know
probably
what?
the bias. He probably figured, well, you know,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna just
God,
say tell
now
them
I'm
no and
really
leave it because he
looking-
doesn't want anybody here. But he was probably shocked when he seen that ceiling.
Yes.
He was probably shocked.
Yes.
That's what got with him the ceiling, not us.
All right, I'm going to call a spade a spade. He doesn't want anyone here so he can lie, so he can characterize you as crazy,
course.
so that he can falsify a report, because then his bribes go away. He doesn't care about you. He cares about keeping his job, because right now he knows he could lose his job.
He
Okay,
probably
you
never
know.
thought that we would be here taping it.
And you know something? When we start telling every other tenant,
Oh, Frank said, oh, your aunt was out there the last time, right? And I said,
Yeah.
yes, she was out here the last time.
And he just
so I
let-
don't get it.
it doesn't
What?
matter. It doesn't matter. The inspector doesn't dictate terms to you. If you're not doing anything wrong, you could have your church here, your
That's
pastor
right.
here. You could have your entire neighborhood here. What is he going to do? Look at a hole in the ceiling and go, oh my gosh, there's a hole in the ceiling? Oh my gosh, I'm really sorry, Pauline. I should have written this up last time. Please forgive me. I'm going to take this right away. He's not an honest guy. He doesn't want anybody to know. How the hell do you think the landlords get away with bribing the courts? They try to intimidate you. Go ahead.
Hello? No one asked him any questions. We just greeted him when he came in.
She just asked what his name was. And he should have ID on him.
Well, it's gonna be every time well, no one's gonna tell me I can't do this. No, I'm just telling you, he's not gonna tell me I can't have witnesses. He's not. Well, that's too bad. This is my house and this is my case, and you know what? He's already written up, you know, falsifications, and I don't need him to write any more. Well, now you have to report him. So you have to go on Monday to Judge Rogers and report what he did, because he's wrong. No, he can't make a report. He didn't look at anything. Well, you need to report him to the judge. No, you need to report what he's doing because it's wrong. What is he hiding? If he has nothing to hide, he would be okay that I have people here. Oh. He said he's going back to the judge and he's writing a report that he was here and he left because he doesn't want anyone here.
Good.
Well,
Let the inspector tell. Go ahead.
And I
First of all, why
said-
doesn't he have identification? Isn't everybody that comes to your house, no matter who they are?
He should be able to say, my name is Mr. Gross.
right.
Here's my business card. If he doesn't have
He
a...
said he didn't like the questioning.
What questioning?
We asked
What's
his
your
and we
name?
asked his-
Yes, nothing
we
else.
asked
That's
for,
what I said to Frank.
identification.
I said no one questioned him.
What's...
What questions?
what's-
You were asking a lot of questions.
What question? What's your name? Well, you know, do you have a
ID?
phone number?
You have
You know,
ID?
if we...
Card.
Do you have
Your
a
card.
business card? By the way, weren't you here in April? Yeah. Okay, good. So let's go on with these. What questioning? Yeah, he doesn't want it brought out that he was here in April of 2012, and you tried to show him the leak, and then the ceiling fell on your husband's head. You know, if he was a normal, decent, honest guy who made a mistake, and sometimes mistakes happen, he would say, yes, I was. You know, oh my gosh, is this what happened? Oh my gosh, Pauline, I'm really
Right.
sorry. You know, this is, and he would, you know, we're not asking for perfect.
Honest.
Yeah, we're asking for normal, decent people doing his job. If he had nothing to hide, he would do the inspection. It's garbage. It's a corrupt system, and they don't.
Well, I don't even think Frank's going to court to talk to the judge because he said he's gonna. He said Mr. Gross is going back to court
Well,
and he's
he'll go
writing
back
that
to-
he did come out, but he left.
And
Because
why
he's
did
not
he
going to
leave?
do an inspection with people here.
Good. Then you know something. You call the court and you
he's
tell the
hiding
judge.
something. Then he's hiding something.
You tell the judge we were here. We and he refused to do the inspection.
I told Frank he needs to report to the judge that he came out and he didn't do his job, and he needs to report it to the judge because it doesn't matter whether who's here or who's not here. It's his job to do an inspection. And, you know, what is he hiding? If he's being honest, he would come out and write the report up and call it a day.
Yeah, what's the big deal? Hello, my name is Mr. Gross. Here's my phone number if you need to contact me.
Yes.
Yes, I was here in April. Let's see what's going on. Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Pauline, this is terrible. Okay, I'm writing up the report. And by the way, here's a copy for you. You don't even know what goes to the court. You know, you should have a copy for yourselves. You don't know what this guy is writing. So here we have the super secret little court system. You don't know you don't know who this guy is. You don't have his contact information. He's supposed to be leaving a copy for you. You don't know what's being said. Then you go to court, as you reported to me, and then Frank tries to intimidate you, and we make a nice false court record. And we're all supposed to be scared little chickens. Excuse me, who pays Mr. Gross's salary? Your taxes do.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Gross is not a free agent. Mr. Gross works for you, the citizen who pays his taxes. Judge Rodriguez doesn't work for herself. She works for you. All these people think that they control the system, and then they're going to take bribes and have to graft. How do you think the landlords get away with this nonsense?
Yes.
And you know something? It almost cost me my life.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys want to am I putting words in your mouth?
In my mouth? No.
Am I goading you to do anything?
No.
Am I putting words in your mouth?
No.
I gotta tell you something. I was really impressed the way you handled that. Absolutely, Frank, my attorney.
I feel disgusted.
Yeah.
That's
No,
why
absolutely. I thought
I'm so disgusted with what I gotta go through because they're not taking
Never-ending
any
story.
action.
Right.
on
no,
what's
but
going
when you
on.
told Frank
This is
you were
disgusting.
you
How
were-
do people live like this?
you report the inspector because he refused to do his job.
Yeah.
That was excellent. Do you want to go to the state attorney general with this?
Yes.
You're going to come to the hearing in Trenton, and you're going to tell you're
December
going to
10th, right?
you're going to testify in front of the senators, and you're going to say if there was a law that said tenants could recover their attorney's fees, I have a meritorious case. I could go out
Get anyone you want.
and get an attorney who would actually be a vigorous advocate for me, and I would not have to go begging.
Yes.
You know, you need to pass this law. You need to
Yes.
pass it now.
That's
Yes.
good. Okay, I think we're done here, though. I think we can move on. I mean, really, if you start beating a dead horse now.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Bob.
No, I think this is pretty. This was pretty good.
You can't get more. It can't get any better than this.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I said what I had to say.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add?
Can't
No.
get any more than this.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me. What else can you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Yes.
It's great stuff. You got
Yes.
everything.
All right.
I can't believe it. I really
Right.
can't.
See
I
that?
get shocked
See?
more and more every time
Yes.
I can't believe he just left like that. Like,
I
why?
just have one thing.
Yes.
This space heater is illegal. She should have regular heat. She shouldn't have to be using a space heater. You know, that means that she isn't getting a regular heat.
You know what I should do is I should take this video that we made and turn it into DVDs, and we should hand it to every single
Yeah.
senator.
Yeah, do that.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good
Yeah.
idea.
DVDs. Give
Okay.
a few copies. Give her one.
Okay. All right. Good.
And whoever's in authority hands it to them.
No, the law needs to be enforced, and this is really
Yes.
horrible. And I don't think the question should be, why are we doing this? I think the question should be, how did we allow the system
To
to become
do it
so...
to us.
Get away with this, right?
Exactly.
Do it to us.
yes,
Exactly.
Get away with it, right?
Exactly, because this is our government. We need to take it back.
That's right.
We need
Yes.
to...
And we're not doing anything wrong. They are.
Yes.
And isn't this business as usual in Hudson County?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore. Not anymore. We're done with that. It's our government, and we're taking
Well,
it
we got
back.
the goods on.
It's our government, and we're taking it back. Okay. All right, we're all done?
Yes.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
done.